So, hi. Today I'll be sharing my reflection on the paper License to Kill Artificial Intelligence in Weapon Systems and New Challenges for Arms Control. So, in simple terms, the main idea of the paper is about how artificial intelligence is now being used in weapons, especially in systems that can make decisions on their own, like selecting and attacking targets without human intervention. These are called Lethal Autonomous Weapon Systems or LAWS or LOS. The paper explains that this technology could completely change how wars are fought, similar to how gunpowder and nuclear weapons changed warfare in the past. It also highlights that while this technology is advancing fast, laws and regulations are not keeping them up. What really caught my attention the most is the idea that machines can make life and death decisions. For me, that's both fascinating and alarming. The fact that a system can identify a target and decide to attack without human confirmation raises serious concerns. It's not just about technology anymore. It's about ethics, responsibility, and control. It made me think that how about how fast technology is evolving compared to how slow policies and regulations are adopting. As someone in IT and engineering, especially with interest in cybersecurity, this topic is very relevant to me because these AI systems rely heavily in or on data and algorithms, which means they can vulnerable to hacking, manipulation, or adversarial attacks. If a malicious actor gains control or manipulates the system, the consequences could be catastrophic. So this is not just a military issue, but also a cybersecurity and system engineering problem. If I interpret this as an engineering system, I would describe it like this. The inputs are sensor data such as images, radar, signals, and environmental information. The process is the AI analyzing this data using algorithms and models. The output is the action taken, such as identifying a target and executing a task. When it comes to system type, I believe this is a hybrid system, so some parts behave like linear systems, especially in controlled environments. But AI decision making is highly nonlinear because it depends on how complex models like neural networks, which do not always produce predictable outputs. Feedback is very important in the system. There is feedback in terms of learning, where the AI improves based on past data. There is also human feedback in systems where operators monitor or override decisions. However, as autonomy increases, this human feedback becomes less present, which increases risk. From a system's perspective, stability means that the system behaves in a predictable and controlled way, even when conditions change. In this context, stability means that AI system consistently makes correct and safe decisions without causing unintended harm. I think increasing autonomy makes the system less stable. While it improves speed and efficiency, it reduces human oversight. Without human control, small errors can quickly escalate into major problems. So, if I were to apply control theory, I would focus on strong feedback mechanisms, for example, implementing monitoring systems that continuously check the AI's decision and compare them with expected behavior. If something goes wrong, the system should automatically correct itself or shut down. Conceptually, this is similar to maintaining stability by ensuring the system does not deviate too far from safe operating conditions. AI plays the roles of the brain in the system. It processes data, identifies patterns, and makes decisions. Without AI, the systems would not be autonomous. Learning and adaptation make the system very different from traditional linear systems. Traditional systems follow mixed rules, but AI systems can change their behavior over time. This makes more powerful but also harder to predict. So I believe AI makes the system more efficient, especially in terms of speed and data processing. However, it also introduces uncertainty because we cannot always fully understand or predict how the AI will behave, especially in new situations. The system relies on different types of data such as sensor inputs, images, radar signals, and possibly communications data. The system transforms this data into decisions through AI models. These models also analyze patterns and classify targets and decide on an action based on their training. However, if the input data is noisy, biased, or manipulated, the system can make wrong decisions. For example, it might misidentify a civilian as a target. In cybersecurity terms, this is similar to adversarial attacks, where inputs are intentionally designed to fool the system. The biggest risk includes loss of human control, system errors, hacking, and rapid escalation of conflicts. There's also the risk of widespread use, since the system can be developed by countries or even non-state actors. To make the system more robust, we can add redundancy, meaning multiple systems verify the same decisions. We can also secure systems design principle to protect against cyber attacks. For safeguards, I would conclude human override mechanisms, emergency shutdown systems, and strict operational boundaries. For example, the system should not be allowed to act outside predefined conditions. I strongly believe that humans should always remain in the loop, especially in decisions involving life and death. Machines should assist, not replace human judgment. Responsibility should not fall on the machine. It should be shared among developers, operators, and organizations. There should always be a clear chain of accountability. Control theory can help address ethical concerns by enforcing constraints. For example, designing systems that cannot operate beyond a certain limits ensures that ethical boundaries are respected. The strength of these systems includes speed, efficiency, and the ability to process large amounts of data. However, their weaknesses include lack of transparency, unpredictability, and ethical issues. The black box nature of AI make it hard to understand decisions. So if I were the system designer, I would focus on improving transparency, strengthening their security, and ensuring human oversight at critical points. Linear system theory can help by providing tools to analyze stability and design control systems that ensure safe behavior. So in the future, I expect more advanced autonomous systems, including drone swarms and adaptive AI systems. They will be more powerful but also more complex. Engineers should prepare by learning not only AI, but also cybersecurity, ethics, and system safety. In the interdisciplinary knowledge will be very important. So my biggest takeaway is that AI in weapon system is both powerful and dangerous. Without proper control, it can lead to serious consequences. This paper changed my perspective by making me realize that engineering is not just about building systems, but also about ensuring they are safe, ethical, and responsible. So AI and control system will be should must always be designed with safety, accountability, and human oversight as the top priority. So thank you. This is for my presentation about this paper review.